will cause great hindrance in you. And not only did she have this issue, but she was constantly bleeding from this internal issue that was going on the inside of her. And she had suffered many things of many physicians. So she went to the doctor and she made the appointment, and she sat in the office for about 30 minutes to an hour waiting on the doctor. And by the time he got in, he charged her. She had a visa, and she maxed it out. And then he asked her, well, you know, we can't treat you unless you had, so she pulled out her American Express and maxed it out. And then she had to put a house up for the bank because she needed more money to deal with this issue. It's amazing how issues will break you. And so the doctors were trying to do various experiments. They were leeching people in those days. They believed that if we could draw your blood out of your body, that would create healing in you. Others would drain your blood into a bucket. And if we can drain a certain amount of blood out of you. And so here's this woman who was bleeding. She was tired. She probably was hypovolemic. She probably had low blood pressure. The blood clinic would not give her another bag of blood because she was not a good investment. Why give you blood when you're going to drain it out the next day? She was even considered to be unclean. You know, she couldn't find a Walmart that could help her. Aisle 3. And she had suffered many things of many physicians and had spent all that she had and was not the better, but rather she grew worse. I love reading the Word. Y'all like the Bible? I like the Bible. I love the book. I'm in the book. When she had heard of Jesus, she came in the press behind him and she touched his garment. She got a hold of his garment. She was really trying to get to him, but she was able to get to the garment. It was probably a struggle because she didn't have much energy. She had to press her way. It implies to me that this woman had a made-up mind to get what she wanted. You know, this is fascinating to me because I've discovered that whenever you get something from God, it may not be but the role but itself. But if you're desperate enough, if you have a desperate purpose to get to him, if you arrive, he's willing to bring what you asked him to pass. I'm amazed how people are so casual in their service to God nowadays. I really do value those saints who used to pray all night. Thank God for mothers who used to pop you upside the head with a rolled up newspaper and say, wake up, it ain't but 2 o'clock in the morning. I miss those who were intentional on teaching us how to what we call tarry for the Holy Ghost. We don't tarry anymore now. We want God to twitter the Holy Ghost to us. We don't foam anymore. We don't let God purge us. We don't use purge anymore. He just touched me. I long for the desperate people. I remember the days people would come into the church and just fall out, just walk in the threshing floor and just fall out. And it was nothing new to us. The desperate. I'm discovering that God wants the desperate. It's interesting how preachers cannot fast to noon. What happened to the day where we used to put our plate down for 21 days? 40 days. Nothing but water and mints. Tic Tacs. Bring it back. But now when you bring it back, make sure that none of y'all touch it. We just don't want anyone to touch it. God said, don't touch my glory. Just make sure you get it back, and we're going to get it right on back to Jerusalem. And while they were there, the ark hit a bump in the road. And when it hit the bump in the road, Uzzah decided he was going to reach out and just hold up God. But God said, don't touch my glory. Uzzah means strength. God says that I don't need your strength to hold my power and glory up. And so that's why God killed him, because a lot of the times we're trying to do God's work in our own strength. And God says the power of yourself is not enough to accomplish what I've told you to do. So you got to kill Uzzah so the glory can get back to where God has assigned it to be. Well, the interesting David said, we're going to leave it at Obed-Edom's house for a while. And the Bible said when the glory got to Obed-Edom, Obed-Edom had a little house on the prairie. He had a little bit 2-bedroom house with no grass in the yard, all dirty, couldn't grow grass, the trees was all messed up. And that glory, the glory of God got to that man's house. And when David went back to visit, that man had a duplex. He had a 2-story house, a swimming pool, grass everywhere, had 3 dogs, rabbits, chickens, the grass everywhere. Everything was barren other than where the ark of the covenant was, the glory of God. What I'm saying to you is that if you get the glory of God in your environment, God will cause what you do to begin to live again. Somebody raise your hand and say, Lord, send your glory back. Fasting removes contaminants out of your life. Things that contaminate you. You love TV. You love the television. You love looking at the Atlanta Housewives. You love New York Housewives. The NBA wives, all that drama, just money and drama, trifling, immaturity. You know they ain't saved. I mean, you can't be saved acting like that. All of those contaminants, listening to the gossip stage, how you doing? All of that contamination. Fasting purges contamination out of you so that the glory of God can reside inside of you. Fasting prepares you for enlargement. Isaiah 54:2, lengthen your cords, stretch forth thy tents, which implies that God is getting ready to expand you and grow you and develop you. Fasting prepares you for enlargement. That's why we fast and put our plates aside. You know, the other day I was in the airport, and while I was in the airport, we got off late. We had to go to another location. And so I got off, and when I got off, there was this thing in the airport. It's a horizontal escalator. So what you do, you get on it, and when you get on it, it just starts moving. You can just stand it, and it starts moving. And so I guess another couple, like Bill and Martha, I think they were, I would call them Bill and Martha. So Bill and Martha was coming across, and Bill and Martha didn't know what I was on. They said, Bill, let's just, no, Martha, we're going to run. And so they had this stuff, and they was dragging, and they were kind of ahead of me. But what I did is I knew that the escalator was there, so I just I didn't even hardly move. I was on the phone looking at something and sending a message. And I saw him, and I was slowly catching up with him. And he was huffing and puffing and just breathing hard. And I looked over and I said, hey, how y'all doing? We're gonna be there. And it was just, and so I don't know really what happened to him. But what I do remember is I finally got to the airport location. I wasn't sweating. I was refreshed. I was sitting down, and just before the doors closed, Bill and Martha managed to kick the door open and jump in there. Fasting is like a horizontal escalator that even when you're not moving, you're moving. And even though it seems like you're not making progress, when you begin to fast and you begin to pray, God begins to move you into your destiny, and it looks like you're not even doing anything. But God is slowly moving you without any effort. It's called sweatless victory. When you go after God, God has a divine plan that's strategically designed to move you directly into your purpose. Tell your neighbor, let God move you there. Just let him